All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. All right, double honors to the apostles, elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to you, Akim, who are pushing the work in truth and in sincerity. All right, so really quick, just a quick lesson, man. And this lesson is I'm kind of drawing from a few elders, certain situations that happened with some elders where uh, you know, kind of the one being Manata Zakba, all right, who pretty much said something about Bishop Nate, and the elders had corrected him on it, and I was pricked as well, because you know um, we say things sometimes, and sometimes we, like the brother was saying, he was zealous, you know, um, but sometimes it could lead into being reckless. And first thing we have to do is what we have to do is kind of lead with mercy, and truth first, and that's to say, what would our elders do? What would they say? And you kind of take on that same perspective, and more so, what would the ancient prophets of old, what would they have done? In many cases, and not just the case with you know the opposing camps or whatever, what have you. We're called to use wisdom in every aspect of life. So um, lead with mercy, which is a meek attribute. All right, and truth first. Okay, and so that's pretty much. I kind of want to touch on that because I'm pulling from that aspect as well because we all say things, and that could be regrettable, and it could be off in the spirit. That's the main thing. Is it off in the spirit? Because if it's off in the spirit, then um hell, you could be um you know in the line of fire of judgment. And so this lesson is just touching on basic things, the basic things that we should always walk with. um Also, another video I'm pulling from is the Elder Yashua Wamba's video, the Sincere Milk. I think it's premiering now. um Here, Slocky, I'm gonna get the title really quick. GMS: Many have ignored the sincere milk needed for spiritual Slocky, needed for spiritual development and salvation. Yeah, that's right. There's stuff that there's there's foundational things in this truth that we have to carry on, and we cannot um, lose sight of. All right, we have to remember, to walk meekly, have mercy. All right, because of course we got examples of King David, one being one. Saul came for his life, but David still had the fear of the Lord, and he was a man after the Lord's heart. So imagine that. And the scriptures talk about be perfect. All right, so basically, what I'm saying, David moved with that mercy. All right, and fear of the Lord. All right, because at one point Saul was anointed. Okay, and he loved Saul. All right, not only because he's a fellow Israelite, because I mean, of course, Saul took David under his wing and so on and so forth. There's a lot that go into it, but mainly that David had the heart of the Lord, which was a perfect heart. All right, perfect balance, and that's what we have to have. Okay, so just a few precepts, to kind of to bring forth what I was pretty much inspired by looking at certain points in these brothers' videos. We cannot forget the element of our fundamentals. All right, and how we're supposed to walk in this truth. So here it says, your attitude toward God, towards the Most High. And and one thing also, man, you cannot forget how the Lord works, and that's what I took from the Elder Yashawama, Manat Zakba's video first, and then Elder Yashawama's video, because it's always deep internalization of what you do. You have to kind of um, examine what you do in these type of situations, and where you stand in these type of situations, which is very important. All right, it always, you take a me first attitude when it comes to reproof and development. So here, again, foundational precepts, all right, on how we're supposed to carry ourselves. Ecclesiastes 5:1, keep thy foot when thou goest into the house of the Most High, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil, right? Okay, be not rash with thy mouth, okay, because this is how you can do evil, right? But Salaki, let's break it down like this: keep thy foot when thou goest into the house of the Most High. All right. And we know we don't have a sanctuary. We are the sanctuary, as the scriptures say, where two or three are gathered in his name. There will I be also, roughly paraphrasing Slaki on that. All right. But we know that when we're amongst the body, we are the house. We are, as the scriptures say, the lively stones. All right. We are the lively stones. All right. Okay, which are being built up. So we're part of that house, of course. 1 Corinthians 3:9, we are laborers together with God. We are God's husbandry. We are God's building. All right, 1 Peter 2:5, ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, a holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices. All right. And another sacrifice, all right, which is not kind of is not being is not so much important as it should be. All right, in his ministry. All right, I know we express it a lot. All right, great millstone. You gotta when you speak, it's a sacrifice. Okay, it's like a goodwill offering when you offer up praise, and it says that Psalms 119 and 108. Okay, so we know your mouth, what you speak out of your mouth, can be a sacrifice. Okay, so ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, a holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifice acceptable to God by Yahushua Mashiach. All right, and where do we go to bring to offer up those spiritual sacrifices? Of course, the temple. All right, so we got to keep that in mind. That's very important. It says, and be more ready to hear, which is a skill. All right, and in times in the world, we in a lot of cases we were more rash and more using our mouths more than our two ears. I always tell my children that. I say, you got two ears, and I've heard it from somebody else as well. I always say, you got two ears to hear and one mouth. That means it speaks volumes. Okay. All right. There's a reason why God gave you two ears and one mouth. All right. You don't need two mouths. Right. Otherwise, you'd be, the Lord would. But anyway, I digress. But you get it, right? It says then to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. So a fool would go in and they wouldn't recognize the order. They wouldn't be able to read the room, or, they wouldn't even, have a level of discretion about them, and the scriptures teach us discretion. We can't forget that. Proverbs, all right, as well. All right. Ecclesiastes 5:2, be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before God. In many cases we do, because we in his flesh. We spot out, we have an opinion, and this truth ain't about your opinion. It ain't about expressing your opinion. It's about tapping into the Most High Yahweh Shem Shai's opinion. All right, that's the most important thing. So we want to be able to, uh, uh, access or be able to know what's right and wrong. All right, and as far as what the Most High Yahweh Shem Shai accepts as right and wrong, and we want to have discretion and not kind of impede or go outside those parameters that's being set. So we watch our elders, apostles, and we definitely might as well, which is the most important thing, take uh, um, into consideration the elders of the ancient times. Excuse me, Salakia. All right, and we'll be talking about Moses, David, and remember Moses, even Moses. All right, the Lord, he was being rash with his mouth, and Lord, we can get that. All right, and the Lord essentially punished him for that. Okay, even Moses, all right, who's a dear friend to the Most High Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, so let me look here. I was gonna look on my phone, but might as well do it on the computer. Oops. I'll just put this. All right. It's because, he got in trouble because he uttered something. He said something that he had no business saying. And if we can get in trouble for that, so, and Salaki, because like I said, when I was watching that video with Elder Manatas Akbar, right, I was pricked too. And then the apostles' elders' response, right, which they always give that wisdom, man, let me see. All right. Okay, we understand that he couldn't enter into the promised land because what he said something, all right, that he had no business saying. Okay, and it pretty much pissed off the Lord. Okay, but let's go back, and Lord, I'm gonna get that story. So, Ecclesiastes 5:2, it says, "Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before the Most High." Right. So, for God is in heaven, and thou upon the earth. Therefore, let thy words be few. All right. So discretion, okay? Discretion, discretion, discretion. All right, which is the a foundational piece of this truth. All right. So let me do this right here. It's easier for me to look up stuff on my phone than it is the computer. All right. Um, so bear with me, Salaki. All right. Oh, look at this. Yeah. So Moses took the glory for himself. So there was a few things that Moses did. All right. And um, one was he didn't follow the instructions. All right. At the rock of Meribah, he was told to speak to the rock to make water come out of it. Instead, he smote it or struck it. All right. So we know that was an infraction. But then Moses took the glory for himself. All right. Instead of giving it to Yahweh. All right. So let me see. The waters of Meribah. Let's see. Right. So we have the example of the Lord being displeased even with a man of the Lord. All right. And of course, the scripture says we fall short of the glory. So we all have fallen short in some way or another. But this is a constant reminder to what to kind of watch what you say. Watch who you judge. Because the Lord have mercy on someone else, and He might bring an occasion against you. You know. All right. So let me see here. Let's see. So check this out. So I'm gonna cut kind of straight to the point. Numbers 20 and And 9, it says, and Moses took the rod before the Lord Yahweh, and as he commanded him, and Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock. And he said unto them, hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch ye water out of this rock? So of course, Moses was, he was irritated at these Israelites, or his people, all right, because they was rebellious, all right. But it ended up, his frustration led him to do something that, that he wasn't supposed to do, right? It says that Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod, he smote the rock twice, and the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their breasts also, or beasts. I said breasts. Lord have mercy. All right, it's Shabbat Shalom. It says in their beasts also. Salakia. It says, and the Lord Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron, because ye believe me not, to sanctify me, all right, in the eyes of the children of Israel. Therefore ye shall not bring this congregation into the land which I have given them. All right, this is the water of Meribah, because the children of Israel strove with the Lord, and he was sanctified in them, you see. So, and he's sanctified in us. And, we don't want to be found striving against the Lord. So this one I did. Okay, Ecclesiastes 5. This is Matthew 15:11. We bring this out a lot. It says, not that which goeth into the mouth defileth the man, but that which cometh out of the mouth, this defileth the man. Okay. All right. And so we got to understand that what comes out of our mouth could be put us in a bad position, all right, of defiling ourselves. Okay. Of course, Proverbs 18:21, death and life are in the tongue, or are in the power of the tongue. All right. And they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Okay. See, so the tongue has power. It can either bring life or it can bring death. Okay. And that's what we understand for that. All right. Luke 6:36, be ye therefore merciful. All right. This is an attribute of meekness. All right. Okay. And the meek shall inherit the earth. The Lord deals with the meek. Okay. Be ye therefore merciful as your Father also is merciful. And, I kind of brought that precept up is because, that's what you have to lead with mercy. All right. And that's, you fully understand that when you come to the fullness of Yahweh, all right, why Yahweh Shai, the Lord has always said, forgive, and then at the end of the day, it's up to the Lord to judge, people for what they do. We don't, that's one thing that Elder Yashwama was going into, right? We got to be careful what we say. Okay. I don't know exactly word for word. All right. So let's see here. All right. Judging others, right? Matthew 7:1. Okay. So this is an example, okay, of just well, I'll say it like this. Judgment is an example of, of the, our foundational teachings. All right. The milk. Okay. How we judge is, you know, we supposed to know how to judge. We're princes. All right. Another word for princes is a judge with Yasha Allah. Right. So we're supposed to know how to judge. Right. And this is what the Lord said. All right. Go ahead and put that there. It says, judge not lest you be judged, or slack it. Matthew 7:1, judge not that ye be not judged. All right. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. Right. So you got to watch what opinion you give of others. All right. Because judgment that can deal with your opinion towards others. Right. So ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye meet, right, it shall be measured to you again. So always have mercy out the gate, and pity, you know, always have mercy and pity. All right. And this is just for I can, you know, this is the mindset that you're supposed to be walking in. Okay. And going back to the Elder Monatazak Ba's lesson. All right. And essentially, what I learned from that for myself is that, and one thing he said, all right, is that the Lord can forgive someone, all right, of their trespasses. And then the Lord can cast you out for being, for wicked or for whatever judgment you gave, you know. Some to the extent, I'm not saying it word for word, slacking on that, but it was some to the extent that he can forgive Bishop Nate and then he can cash your ass out or you know, or some to the extent of that, all right? Salaki. But yeah, and that's why you move with fear, okay, and be perfect as your father is in heaven is perfect, okay, because the Lord ultimately he judges with balance, okay, and that's why. And the point of this is not to be rash, not to be reckless in our speech, but really, as Ecclesiastes 5 goes into having really little to say. All right, my opinion, I don't really have an opinion. I agree with what the Lord says fully, So Matthew 7:2 again, for with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. Now that doesn't mean that we don't judge, all right, as individuals. We judge, as scriptures say, that spiritual man judgeth all things, okay, and we are spiritual man. We judge things in the world. We judge the least things in the world, right? But when it comes to a brother or a situation, right? We come in, we don't come in with this, the iron rod. We come in with meekness and to understand the fullness of what's going on. And then, we kind of judge on particulars. All right. And always reverence and, depending on what situation it is, it varies, but always reverence in what the men of the Lord would do. Okay. Moving on. 1 Peter 2:2. All right. Let's see here. 1 Peter 2:1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisies, right, and envies and all evil speakings, right, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. And one of those, the sincere milk of the word is meekness. All right, discretion. Okay. All right, very important. Okay. This is the NLT. It says, so get rid of all evil behavior. 1 Peter 2:1. Be done with all deceit, hypocrisy, jealousy, and all unkind speech. Like newborn babes, you must crave pure spiritual milk so that you will grow into a full experience of salvation. Cry out for this nourishment. That's right. Now that you have had a taste of the Lord's kindness. See, so the Lord gives us kindness. We ought to give kindness as well. All right. And that's basically when it comes to judgment. All right. We read that. So that was pretty much it. We always have David to, like individuals like King David to look to when it comes to meekness, when it comes to leading with mercy and with truth. All right. And the truth part is it is knowing who the Lord is and how and what the Lord accepts, and how the Lord deems is right, But I digress. Lord willing, this was edifying. It was edifying for me. So, Lord willing, it was edifying for you. Until next time, we give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem El Shai. Bahasham Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles, elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to you, Akim, who are pushing the work and truth and in sincerity. Shalom.